My name is Lynn Shakespeare.
My name is Janet McBurney.
Okay, this video is to go over the final thoughts and opinions of what the previous videos were and what happened. Okay, people want to know why I didn't come forward first, long ago. Okay. People want to know why now. Okay, why now? I was diagnosed with Emery-Dreifuss muscular dystrophy and Sjogren's syndrome and some other serious health problems, and I felt I didn't want to wait any longer. Now that confuses a lot of people because nobody knows who I am. Okay, so we're going to get to this point. Alright, Mark stayed here at my home for 4 days on a holiday weekend. He was first here in a car, then he came back with a bus that he bought, and he was going to turn it into a schoolie. That's the living space that some college students make into a bus, and then after their college days they sell it for a profit. Okay. Mark was going to do videos of the transformation, taking parts off a camper out here, putting them in his bus, putting them on YouTube, and hopefully it was going to generate him a profit. He told us that he planned on taking a couple classes here in Iowa. And then he would meet up with his friends at Harvard. Okay. While he was here, I asked him about his plans. He told me them, and I shared with him a business plan that I had came up with. And I had came up with it more than several years before he was here, and I was still working on the finalization. Okay. So I told Mark about my business plan. He liked it. He liked it a lot. That night he called his dad and somebody else that knew more about business and internet law. That next day, he asked me if what I thought of him using the idea since my health was bad. And I thought about it. We talked about it, and I said, well, here's my thoughts on this. I've tried to get a patent in the past, not knowing what it would cost. And I was surprised that the bill was more than I could afford. The attorney wound up with the patent, and the product was made, and he's made money off it. Okay. Since then, most of my ideas and designs, business plans, I've given away for free. Or I asked for something small in return. A few I asked, if it works, come back, make it right. They didn't. But this business plan was personal. I took experiences from people I knew. A girlfriend that sold advertising and design. A friend that was into computer programming. A friend that was paralyzed from meningitis and she couldn't do what she used to do. I took those experiences to come up with an idea for this business plan that was going to make money. And then not only was it going to help people like my friend Tiffany, it was going to be such a plan, it was so great, that in the end it was going to also funnel money off. Money was going to be given to homeless shelters and free clinics. I thought this was just the greatest thing. Mark thought it was great. Okay. I told Mark, if the people that got the ideas from me before, the designs, the business plans, if they would have known there was some kind of a repercussion if they didn't come back, maybe they would have returned. Maybe I should have done more than a handshake, a phone number, and a name. But hiring lawyers costs money. I couldn't afford it, which they should have probably on their side. Okay. So I said to Mark, if they would have, think of it this way, if they would have waged their soul to the devil, they probably would have came back. So I'm kind of thinking that like this as a figure of speech. I said, if you want to use it, I'm okay with that, but I expect a return. If it doesn't work, I don't expect anything. If it works, but it don't work that great, I expect something. If it works and it works like I expected, and it works great, I expect 15%. Okay. You seem to be okay with that. Okay. And I said at some point, if I don't hear from you, I'm going to get in contact with you. Okay. The next day, he did another video asking me about intellectual ownership. Somebody in the background was coaching him on what to do and what to say. The final video that he did was going over the whole plan, what I expected in return, any information that he could use to help him. And that was supposed to be proof that he was here, that we agreed to this. Well, when the video was done, Mark wouldn't give me a copy. I kind of felt like, I just got robbed. And robbing a sick person. So I came in the house and said, hey, Mark won't give me a copy to that video. And you told me to
Get your ass out there and get one.
I couldn't get one. So when we do business with people, we tend to record it on a mini tape recorder. And we let people know that we're doing that. And we found it's good for both of us because we can refer back to it if we have a question. So I went back out there with my mini tape recorder and we talked about it some more and I recorded it. Okay. Mark left and watched him on TV, him and the twins. Okay. First thing friends and relatives said was, that's him. That's the kid that was here. That's your idea.
Yep.
Okay. So we're watching this, but you know, it didn't really generate anything yet. Well, it was getting there. So we waited, and we waited. We didn't hear anything back from Mark. The battle started for Facebook. Oh, there he goes again. I keep forgetting, I gotta go back. How in the world did the twins get the idea? Okay, when Mark was here, he called somebody that was a friend, and he described them as twins that were training for Olympic-style rowing. So I was under the impression that was one of them that I talked to. So there you go. That's how the twins got the idea. Okay. But either or, if it was the group using it or Mark using it, the agreement was I was to get a return. Okay. So the battle went on for Facebook. We watched it. And then one day, while two college students were visiting, buying camera equipment, we got a phone call. You answer it first. Who was it?
It was a lawyer calling from New York.
Okay.
Wanted to talk to you.
Okay. And she yelled out for me to get the phone outside. It was Mark calling from this lawyer's office. So this was a lawyer named Mark calling for Mark from a lawyer's office, asking for me to give a statement when Mark got the idea, to prove that he got the idea first. I was really surprised to hear from Mark. We talked. It started out as a conference call. And then I said to Mark, you have videos that you did of me. And as soon as I said that, the conference call switched off and he was just talking on the phone in a low voice. And I said, well, you have the videos, you have the proof. Well, he says, yeah, I guess I do. And I said, well, I don't see the problem. And he says, well, I don't want to use the videos. Okay. And I said, well, it looks to me like it comes down to you just need to prove that you did it first, right? Correct. And I said, okay, well then why can't you just make it look like it was part of your previous work? I said, when I wanted to do it, I was going to call it my daily journal, but you suggested the other name, and I was under the impression that was also a name that you would use related to something else you did. He said, oh, well, I think we might be able to do that. And I said, and he says, well, I can, something about, you know, the videos. And I said, well, I got an audio recording of you too. And he got upset about the audio recording. He wanted me to destroy it. And I said, well, I haven't seen a return yet. I'm going to see a return, right? Either now or in the future. And people in the background could, from the words that he said, figured out what he was talking about. And they yelled at him to hang up the phone. So in the middle of a sentence, the phone hung up. That was the last I heard from Mark. Other than a phone number and an email address, it was the only way I could contact Mark. And he wouldn't answer either one. So I was pretty much stuck from that point on. So there's how all this came to be. Once the idea, the business plan got big, and they fought over it, and I guess you could go look back at it, you know, when he wouldn't give me the video. What extreme would somebody go to hide the fact that you're going to make him a billionaire? Not give me the proof. Hide the proof from other people. But he had enough nerve to call and ask for help. And then had enough nerve to ask me to destroy the tape. Okay. So he won. We were actually rooting for Mark to win. We figured if Mark won, I'd see something's better than nothing. If the twins won, I probably wouldn't have seen a dime. Well, I didn't see a dime yet. Okay. And the fact is if I would have seen something rather than nothing, I probably would have never came forward. Okay. There's a problem here, much bigger than people realize. Here it is. They went to court over the battle over Facebook. When he stood in front of the court hearing, both sides, the judge asked you to tell the whole truth, nothing but the truth, so help
you God.
Yeah. So here's the problem. It doesn't look like anybody else other than the immediate family and his girlfriend had knowledge of the tapes, or the video, excuse me, the videos did. The videos he did, the audio recording, the agreement, where the idea came from. The twins would have had an idea where the idea came from, because I talked to one of them on the phone. Okay. When he was here, he wasn't the only one. He had a dog with him, and his girlfriend brought out the dog, and the girlfriend would come here late at night, early in the morning, and leave. That girlfriend is now his wife. So I would assume she knew what was going on. The lawyer that was young at the time that called here, which now works for Mark, it's curious as to what he knew. if he knew about the videos, if he knew about the business agreement, if he knew about all of it, and he didn't reveal it, I don't think that's good. So now what? That's a good question. There's going to be a lot of people mad that I'm bringing this out. There's going to be a lot of curious people. There's going to be a lot of disbelievers. So now what? So my health got worse and I got diagnosed with these bad, horrible diseases. And my opinion was, you know, at the very least, before I go, the one idea that I had, the one business plan that I had, the one that meant to me the most, that I thought would help my paralyzed friend, I want credit for where it came from. At the very least. Now, so here's the question. Mark, and your family members, and your lawyer, and your friends, I don't know who all knew what, but why? I think a lot of people would like to know why. Why you took all the steps that you did. Why did nobody ever hear about me? Why did nobody ever hear about where the idea came from? Why did you do what you did? Right?
Right.
Okay. Now, there has been family members and close friends over the years that have just been wouldn't let it go. That they said, why don't you put up a fight? Why don't you try to do something? Well, what can I do? If I was to try to do anything other than the email address and the phone number, he probably would have accused me of foul things and made it up. So what was I to do? So there is people that believe that I should be entitled to something yet. But you know what? I don't see any way of fighting for it. If Mark wants to do what's right, he'll do what's right. If he don't want to do what's right, he won't do what's right. Now, Mark's probably going to say, and his lawyer and his family, oh, well, you're making us look bad. Well, you know what? It was your actions. It wasn't mine. I never would have came forward at all. If things would have worked out the way they should or close to it. Now, a lot of people get their information from the internet, the movies. So now that really confuses people because they watch this social network movie. Okay, so the social network movie is missing a lot of parts. It's facts stacked up to make it look a certain way. And I don't know who did it. And I don't know if Mark told the author of Facebook the whole truth. So here it goes. It should have started out here with Mark.
Right.
Visiting here. It should have showed his girlfriend that he now married.
Right.
Then it should have went to the college days.
Yep.
It should have showed his girlfriend during the college days. When they did the Facebook battle, it should have showed here again. Mark calling here with his lawyer asking for help. So the reason you don't know about me is because they didn't want you to know. And I don't know to what extremes they went to hide it. I don't know. The whole situation is really something. There's talk about making a sequel to The Social Network. If you're listening to this, I think you just found your plot. Right?
Right.
So, I don't know what else I can say. So, I've been trying to make ends meet with these severe health problems. And I'm going to tell you something. It's been hard. It's been really hard. It didn't have to be this way. I'm enjoying Facebook, and I'm glad it's on there. And I was looking, when Mark was here, he was here at just the perfect time. Because I was looking forward to get it online, and even if I couldn't do it, I was okay with letting somebody else do it, do all the work, get the major profits, and just get something from it. For at least my friend could use it, and I could get the benefit from it too. But sadly, the small amount that I asked for to make somebody into a billionaire, I would ask them for too much. I needed a programmer to get interested in this idea, and I found him. I found Mark. He was here. I asked other people about the idea, and everybody said it was too big. They weren't interested. And Mark and his friends found the investors. So it worked out. With the exception of taking it from the person the idea came from first. Now, in the computer world, we know another programmer now. And as he has opinionated, this happens a lot. But that still don't make it right.
No, Mark needs to step up and make it right.
Yeah.
He started the whole thing.
And now his girlfriend is a doctor, I think.
Yep.
I am really kind of curious on her opinion, how she feels about taking somebody sick that can't afford their medical bills and leaving them like this. Right?
Yep.
That's interesting.
She should know.
Oh yeah, I'm sure she knows. So, this may not be the best video to watch, but I'd say it's informative.
It tells the truth.
It tells the truth. I have tried over and over to get people to listen to me. Now that Facebook is up, Facebook actually gives people options that they didn't have before to actually get information out. So now that Facebook is up and people post something about Mark, and I post a comment like, well, I helped created that, but I didn't get anything, people are confused. But if you go to my Facebook page, I put a lot of public posts on there about what happened. A lot. I think one of them's like 10 pages long. Some of the people that support me over this, that have said, hey, you need to do something, it's really quite surprising who some of these people are. It's a secret. It's been a secret all these years, but it's only been a secret because of Mark. So, I guess one thing you can take from the very end of this, Mark says, oh, if you post videos online, people will pay you money. So, My last thought was, why don't I tell what happened and put it online? So here you go, Mark. That's what you said, so that's what I'm doing.
Yeah.
So, thank you everybody for watching the video.
Thank you.
Thank you.